Right, welcome ladies and gents. The latest John Wick spin-off has officially flopped. The Ballerina, it is a bomb. It's not going to improve from here. It's dead. Like, this is a dead movie. And this is a film which had quite a lot of issues behind the scenes, actually. Quite a lot of problems. It's a film which I saw one of the trailers and was like, yeah, okay, I don't mind watching this. Yep. I mean, I like Ana de Armas for starters. Like, hour and a half, 2 hours watching her run around in scantily clad outfits. Yes, please. Yes, please. But I didn't watch it because I didn't really care when it came out. So this is a movie which I would happily just watch at home, to be honest. It's not one of those films which I need to rush out to go watch. I may choose to watch this at the theatre. I've got a busy few weekends ahead, but it's not one of those films which I'm rushing out to see. And it would appear neither are women. Women have chosen to abandon this film because this is a for her film, right? Like, this is for women. And the target audience, women, have rejected it, which is not really a massive surprise. To be honest, women tend to reject these kind of films. So I thought we'd take a look. Hit subscribe if you are new here. Do turn those bell notifications on. The other weird thing about this entire production, well, I mean, it had a really bad production anyway. But when they started to do the testing for this film, Lionsgate saying you can't, they basically embargoed negative reviews. They were like, well, if you want to talk positively about it, you can, but you can't critique it yet. And that was a weird sign. That was a really weird thing. So anyway, it says this: Lionsgate may have tried to choreograph the conversation around Ballerina, its female-led John Wick spin-off, but the box office didn't follow the studio's lead. So after weeks of promotional build-up and early embargo controversy, the first John Wick spin-off, it's not really the first, in fact there is another one, which is the Continental, which I didn't actually hate, to be fair. But out of the gate, stumbled with a disappointing $25 million at the domestic box office. That's terrible. Now, that figure places the Ballerina second at the box office for the week, which is fine. But it does mark the lowest debut of any John Wick film. So that's bad. That's really bad. And it says this: here's the real kicker. Female audiences didn't show up. And that's the thing, right? This is a movie for women, and they chose not to watch it. So despite Ballerina starring Ana de Armas in a role specifically designed to expand the John Wick world with a female lead, audience tracker from Post Track shows that 63% of opening weekend moviegoers were male. That's not a surprise. I said this time and time again, and I've been saying this ever since I've been doing this channel, to be fair. And this was perhaps most obvious with the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, right? When that movie came out, lots of the women that worked on the film were like, men, you made this movie fail, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut up, wench, get back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, all right? Because clearly your IQ is so unbelievably low, you shouldn't be discussing anything in public. The majority of the moviegoers that went to watch that film opening weekend were men. Exactly the same as this. It's men. And that is not a surprise because it's mainly men that are the movie-going audience. It's incredibly rare when it's majority women going to watch movies. That's actually very unusual. That is the outlier. You know, Barbie and things like that. That was an outlier. It's not the norm. The exception does not make the rule. It's very, very unusual for women to go out in their droves to see these films. So, yeah, basically 63% of opening weekend moviegoers were male for the Ballerina as well. So this mirrors a recurring trend for action-heavy franchises that try to pivot towards female-centric storytelling without truly connecting with the female audience. Women just don't like this stuff. If they want to watch action, they just want to watch like Jason Statham run around. Women have a weird obsession with his bald head. So The Marvels was a recent high-profile example, marketed as a big moment for women in the MCU. That film also skewed male and audience composition. Even more so than some male-led superhero films. The promised demo simply didn't respond, and now Ballerina appears to be facing a similar reality. Again, not a surprise. Now, that's not to say women don't go to the movies. That's true, they do. Just not massively. And even this article notes it. You know, Barbie, for instance, that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, grossing over $1 billion worldwide, becoming a pop culture phenomenon. That film didn't just feature a female lead, it spoke directly to its audience through an IP designed for them, which is true, and they did go out and see it in their droves. But remember, the exception does not maketh the rule. So with Ballerina, Lionsgate hope to capitalise on the goodwill and brand equity of the John Wick franchise, which has seen its box office grow with each instalment, which is true, but they've never had huge box offices either, to be honest. Enough always to earn money. But the spin-off opened far below projections. So initial tracking had the film opening north of 35 million. That expectation was later adjusted down to 30 million heading into release weekend. Even then, Ballerina underperformed, and the original John Wick opened as a brand new untested IP to 14.4 million in 2014, followed by Chapter 2 with $30.4 million in 2017, Chapter 3, 56.8, and then Chapter 4 with 73.8. You know, they slowly climbed up massively, but Ballerina, yeah, I mean, pretty terrible. Pretty terrible, to be honest. And it's only going to get worse, right? But the film did fare well, actually. An A- cinema score, which is pretty good. And a 94% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So people did like it. Those that watched it did like it. So those who showed up enjoyed it. And foreign sales, yes, did alright. Lionsgate has a sizable chunk of the film's $90 million production budget, basically, because of foreign sales. And probably from like secondary and third revenue streams as well. This will make money just because it's Lionsgate and they haven't entered the streaming wars. But remember as well, this also opened up against Mission Impossible to a degree. Not, you know, not explicitly against them, but it is against them. If you could go watch an action film at the box office the weekend just gone, you choose between Ballerina and Mission Impossible. And then there's the kids film, which is Lilo and Stitch. So, you know, but again, those that chose to watch it liked it. But the problem is, you know, people keep taking properties, trying to cater to women. That's the thing, right? Is that you're trying to cater to women and they don't turn up. In doing so, you will undoubtedly put men off. It didn't put me off. I just haven't had time to watch it. And I'm not racing out to go watch it. But you will undoubtedly, you know, put men off. You just will. So it is what it is. This is a bit of a shit show all round. And I do wonder whether we'll see any more of this. I don't know what the ending's like, so I don't know if she dies or not. Maybe not. Who knows? But look, Ana de Armas, what a shame, because she's a good actor, I think. And I think she does well at action, to be fair. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below. Yeah, John Wick really isn't back, I guess, for this. So there you go. Take care. Bye-bye now.